episode 27 of Terrance and Ray Experience. I got a special guest in the building. Did stuff with the Grammys. He has several projects out as we speak. Visions of a Grinder, Shoebox Nigga. That's what I call it, but he like to abbreviate it. He also got Scurio out as well, and he also was part of the Secret Society projects as well. Was that 1 and 2?
Yeah, one.
One, right?
Yeah.
One, you won there, right?
Yeah.
My homie, my guest, West Philly Finest, 5 grand. What's up, bro?
What's going on? Clap it up.
Yes, let's clap it up.
Funny as shit.
What's good with you, man?
Good. Everything good, man. Chilling.
Yeah.
You know, we out here.
Yeah, we out here.
You know,
So-
back outside.
Back outside. You've been doing a lot.
Yes, sir.
You've been doing a lot.
Yes, sir.
So you got this album coming out,
Yeah.
Note to Self.
Yes, sir.
So I had a chance to listen to the music. You
Mhm.
know, you sent it, and I kind of feel like you going to, like, it's a personal space for you. Like, it's like you going into like this. You're tapping into certain different You're tapping into certain different types of sounds.
Right.
You know, you staring it like on another pivotal way, and I wanted to know, how'd you get into that space with all of that, with the new album coming out? Like, what was it that made you get into this other space for you?
Well, for the most part, I really wasn't inspired with a lot of the stuff that was out,
Yeah.
you know, currently or whatever. Or at the time I started making the album. But you know, I reconnected with my producer, Dirty Harry. Shout out to Dirty Harry. He did 90% of that project or whatever.
Okay.
He started sending me tracks, sending me joints or whatever. And, you know, I just kind of bounced off the flow of that, of what he was sending me. Just picking out sounds that I liked.
Okay.
I wanted to take it somewhere different sonically, as far as you know, where I haven't been before musically.
Mm-hmm.
So we was just going, you
Just
know,
cooking.
just cooking,
Mm-hmm.
creating songs or whatever. And once I got a full body of work, I'm just like, all right, I'm ready to put it out.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I just wanted to give something more substantial than what I've been hearing that's
from
out
yourself.
there. You know what I mean? A lot of artists that are out there, you know, they don't offer anything substantial, no meat on the bones of these songs. You know
I'm
what
out
I
of the
mean?
singing though, bro.
Yeah, right.
I'm just like, let's talk about it, man. Like, I'm not trying to cut you off, but it's like,
Right.
I don't know, it's because I'm a lot older,
Right.
but a lot of it is a lot of this singing and all this. Like,
It's a lot of
you see, I'm getting frustrated.
yeah,
Right now.
it's a lot of cookie cutter
Mhm.
music that's out there, and you know, I see that I blame the major labels for that, because they go after what's hot. You know what I mean? Whatever sound is hot or trendy at the time, that's what they're gonna go after, and that's what they're gonna spew out with these artists. That's what they're gonna you know, make them veer in a lane of. So you got everybody just pretty much sounding like everybody else, or trying to duplicate other hit records or whatever. So everything just sounds the same. But, you know, I just don't know whether or not it has much longevity to it, because, you know, everybody's going in one direction. So that's why my approach to my music and my new album is different. It's
Yeah.
getting back to the basics, to
Yeah.
the fundamentals of just music making, or, you know, rap, the fundamentals of it. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you brought that up about the labels, about they always follow whatever they hear. I just feel like that's anything in life that they feel like is hot. People just tend to just go forward, but it takes away the artistry of artists.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
And they have done it typically since they started really making money with rap music. You know, you take the Bad Boy era, the shiny suits and all of that.
That
and
was
they,
a good
you know,
era,
yeah,
man.
you know what I'm saying? Or you take the Rockefeller era, where everybody was, you know, crack rappers or whatever the case may be, and that's pretty much all they were looking for. But you still had diversity back then, whereas though now, you know, it's not so much. It's just auto-tuned it up. And I don't, you know, it's just like, how much can we take of that?
I think I'm just tired of hearing this song. I'm trying to figure out, where did this singing come from? Like, I know that, you know, we talk about artists like, you know, Drake can sing, he can rap,
Right.
right? And I kind of feel like for some reason, I don't know what happened, but because he can sing and rap,
Hmm.
I'm starting to get like the melody of rapping, singing, if that makes sense. If we're always hearing it, like you hear like a Future, like he
Hmm.
kind of like and oh, and you know this dark melody tone that everybody using like that. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? That you know what I'm talking about?
Right, right.
That noise, and I'm just be like, not everybody want to hear that.
Yeah. I like to say that Drake definitely started a wave, started a trend with it.
Uh-huh.
Um, it's always been around. Like even you can go back to like Ja Rule and 50 Cent. Those guys were
You right.
singing on records or what have you. But
You right.
again, you still had to have some type of nuance to you as an artist back then. Like you
Uh-huh.
couldn't be like 5 or 10 of y'all that all sound the same.
Uh-huh.
8 of y'all wasn't going to make it. Nowadays, it's just like, but with it being pushed in the forefront, again, how long does it last? Guys are coming out. It's like a revolving door with artistry, and my concern being in the music business is, does this music have staying power? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like per se Wu Tang or Bad Boy era music, Rockefeller. You know what I'm saying? You got artists like Freeway still performing and touring off of what we do, which is like
No,
25 years
yes.
or old
Yeah.
or whatever. So
Yeah.
I don't know if these artists will be able to do that. I don't know.
I don't think they are. I just feel like
Some of it is good, but a
yes.
lot of it is just like, you know what I mean?
Now like I go so this is what I'm gonna say. Is it because we're older and
Right.
because
Right.
we older,
Right, right, right,
you know what I
right,
mean?
right.
You know,
We you
we
not we're not gonna like all of the young
right.
shit that's out there.
But it's like
And we ain't
even
supposed to.
we ain't supposed to, but it's like we get into a place in a space with music where as though it's like I can't even go to the club and have fun to listen to music. Everybody can rob people. Everybody, we talk about this all the time, bro. We
Right,
let's cut it. We talk about this all the time. Everybody,
right.
all society talks about how like it's like the ops and all of this stuff, and it's just like, and I ask some of the younger kids, you got problems with this person, and I ask them, what happened?
Right.
And none of them can't really tell me what
Right.
happened.
Right, right, right. Right. Makes sense that it doesn't make sense.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you hear music. So like when I heard your album, it's it's compiled of music
Right.
that's consistent on to relatable to people,
Right.
not something that just happened around the corner.
Right, right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? It's like it's
Right.
relatable to everybody.
Right. I think with what's been happening with music, with rap music, with the youth, it's kind of come to a dangerous space with drill music or
Yeah,
whatever, and guys
they need to
getting
get rid
real,
of that.
yeah.
Need to get rid of that shit, bro. That's
So,
what you need
so
to get rid of that.
some of it I'm a fan of, like Lil Durk, King Von, or
Right,
whatever, but
right.
also I had to come to a realization that this is affecting the kids, man,
Yeah.
because you got guys making music that's dissing dead people and their ops and all that type of stuff. So it definitely got dangerous
Yeah, it's dangerous.
in the music.
I feel like so as I've been sitting back, right, just watching how all music, everything has been coming along throughout this year,
Right, right,
bro. Everybody just mad. I
right,
don't understand. Like
right,
music is not like even being in the entertainment business. It's just like people are just mad at each other. Everybody is fickle and going at each other. I mean,
right,
and I try to stay off of talking about those things and the negative things, but I feel like it's the vibration of it all.
right,
It's the tone that's sent out and what's being projected. You know what I
right,
mean?
right, right.
Like even when you go on Instagram, you see it and it's two rappers beefing with each other. Now, even with that whole situation with Kendrick and J. Cole and Ross, and I'm just like, I mean, it's
well,
good for I guess, but it's like, why?
well, I mean, those guys they all rich, so really, you know,
See?
it ain't no reason to beef per se.
Yeah.
But I think with Drake and Kendrick and Cole, it's just like a battle for lyrical supremacy. You know what I mean? Or top wanting to be that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's on top of the game. So I think that's healthy for the culture because it's not going to get violent. You know what
Okay.
I mean?
It's not
Most of the time you see guys beefing, the shit is over a woman anyway.
all the
You know what I
time.
mean? So, but for that, I do like to see. I think it's healthy for the culture with Drake and Kendrick and Cole. I mean,
But Cole backed
Cole,
out.
yeah, Cole backed out.
I I know why though.
Why
This is
are you
what
thinking?
this is why I think he backed out. Think about how Cole is, bro. Let's be honest. How
He
Cole.
got to stand on his bars, man.
Yeah, he do. Because he already said it.
You can't throw a jab and then just wave the white flag.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I think Cole found his. Some people, and even with me, I could say this. I can relate to what he did, but his timing was off, and I'm gonna tell you why. Cole just wants to make good music,
Right,
right? And he wants to live his purpose to just make good music. He doesn't want to be in the shenanigans.
right.
But the reason why he got backslash is because you win at
right.
Kendrick in that aspect, right? So it's
Right.
kind of like you can't back out now.
Yeah, well, Kendrick called him out. He called both him and Drake out. Said y'all niggas clicking up, and
Yeah,
what y'all want to do. So he threw his shot. I thought it was a credible response, but then he took
took
it
it back.
back. Like
You said take it off the
I
streaming
don't
services.
where they do that at. I don't know. I
I don't.
wouldn't have,
I,
you can't apologize until about 10 months later. Then you have a kumbaya moment, you know what I
right.
mean? But you got to let that thing linger out.
Yeah,
Now,
like
what's
how.
going to happen if Kendrick come out and still, get at him, even
Yeah,
though you apologize? Then what?
and
Now you looking crazy.
he's been quiet.
Yeah, and he used the sound bite from you apologizing on stage.
Oh, he did.
No, I'm saying if he
Oh,
could,
he could. Oh yeah,
he could make you look real crazy out here. So
Yo, you
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
You right.
But yeah, I think that's healthy. Healthy exchange in rap because you know that it ain't gonna go past making songs or whatever the case may be. What the younger guys are doing a little bit
Right.
more dangerous or whatever with the drill music. So, I mean, I think with my approach in making my album is just that I felt like it was a lack of um, it's a lack of artist development in the game. So it's nobody in there, coaching these artists to make good records. You know what I mean? Giving them good suggestions and steering them in the right direction because music is mainly about emotion, man.
It
Like,
is.
you know what I mean? You throw on a song, you getting ready to go to the club, you throw on a song to get your energy up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You going through a breakup or whatever, you throw on a song that's, you know what I mean? That's pertaining to that. So, you know what I mean? You get in the car, you want to drive fast or whatever, you throw on the music to motivate you to drive fast through these streets or whatever. So, you know what I mean? That's what it's all about. And that's my approach to making music.
So let me ask you something. You being the songwriter,
Yeah.
producer for a very long time in the game, and
Right.
you wrote for some really dope people.
Yeah,
You
for
know what
sure.
I'm saying? How does that process work when you're dealing with an artist and you want, because you talk about the etiquettes of writing music? Because
Right.
I mean, I guess it's lyrics, it's bridge, it's hook, those type of things.
Right.
And you were preparing. Is it different from you preparing for your own stuff and preparing for somebody else? Is it like a
I think with other artists that I've worked with and coach, I pretty much encourage them to just be themselves. Like, do not try to be like nobody else out here. Be yourself. Speak your truth on these records, and that will always resonate with the masses. Just speak your truth. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that you're going through or whatever, put that shit in the music, put it out there. Chances are it's a million other motherfuckers that went through that same thing that's going to hear that song and it's going to resonate with them. So, this is the approach that I don't see a lot of artists, taking in the game. So you're not making music that has standing power because don't nobody care about that shit. You know what I mean? Can't nobody relate to this fictional bullshit stuff that you're making. So you know what I mean?
But it's like a revolving door with these artists. Like I can't keep up with them all, bro. Like
Right.
it's been so many little of this, and name. Look, every time I go into it's somebody. I say, who is? I don't even.
Right.
And it's like I don't even know their music, don't
Right.
know none of that stuff, and it's kind of like, look, I know the young kids listen to what they and there's nothing wrong with that at all,
Right.
nothing wrong. But for their generation, what I'm trying to understand, who's besides the little Dirks and all like that, who's the next person to really come out that's really like the next big thing?
Right.
We don't have that.
Right.
We're still standing on the same people, which is fine,
Right.
right? But it's like these young kids, I just want to see more people just be more creative in that aspect. Like you said, be yourself.
Right.
We don't see that. Everybody just think they have to be a certain way. And it gets tired after a while.
Yeah, definitely. Following the trends or following what's trendy was never a good thing. You know what I mean? But just offering something different. It's nobody really talking about, making songs about love and shit, or being in a relationship.
Yo,
You know
what
what I
happened
mean?
to
Like,
that?
yeah, like it's
Yo,
you know what I'm
nobody.
saying?
We need to bring LL back,
Yeah,
man.
right.
You know what I mean?
And people don't realize LL, he made a whole 20, 20 something year, 30 something year career, you know what I mean? Off
For
off of
women.
off of women.
All for
So,
women.
you know what I mean? Hey, they gonna leave that lane open. I got something for them. I like to talk to the
Yeah,
women.
because you
You
don't
know what I'm
really,
saying?
yeah.
I do, man. I'm at my best when I'm doing that, bro. Real
No,
crap.
no, no, there's nothing wrong with that. As I as I'm thinking, and one of the things that's happening is that we really don't have like that commercial genre no more. You know what I'm saying? Like music. Remember how like in the summertime you had that big summer anthem and all?
Right,
We don't really do that no more.
right.
Like it's not. It's like I know everything has to change, right? Things change, and music is vibrational. And I think as the music gets worse, people start getting worse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like no,
No.
bro, I, I can speak for
Right,
me,
right.
right? But I listen to all types, man. And it's just like I listen, I try to have a really good ear, and it's just like, man, even like it's just something is just off. And it's creating a real bad environment for everybody. It's good to be a storyteller and tell a story,
Right,
but it's one thing to try to be a character or avatar that you're not and try to implement that with music.
right.
You know what I mean? Like it's like this not who you is, man. Like why? Like come on.
Right. It just need to be more artists telling the story of themselves um in music.
Mm,
When you put the algorithms into the mix, they kind of like set up to where as though they push all the beef and negativity to the forefront. So all the substantive music kind of fall to the background or whatever.
mm,
And we just got to do more as a people just to support the more substantive music as
mm,
opposed to the negative stuff to break the algorithm
mm-hmm.
that's making us all crazy out
With me
this
the
motherfucker.
algorithm, so that's like I be a little slow sometimes with internet, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. So with the algorithm, that's stuff that you accustomed to, like you see, click all your
Yeah,
pages, and this.
absolutely,
So
absolutely. And this is what the major labels go or use to pick artists now. You know what I mean? They look at your metadata or whatever the case may be, and whatever is making noise on the internet, according to these algorithms, that's who they choose to sign. You know what I'm saying? And oftentimes they're signing them and finding out that they don't make substantive music enough to break the charts. You know what I mean? That's
mhm,
why that one year, 2023, it was like we went a whole year without nobody being on the charts
mhm,
until Lil Uzi dropped his
mhm,
project or
mhm.
whatever. So, everybody was saying that rap was dead and everything else. But it's just the more substantive music just needs to be pushed to the forefront, man. The algorithm is smothering that shit.
Algorithm is smothering that. So you have your own label.
Yes, sir. Global Recording
Yeah,
Group.
Golden Record
Yeah.
Group, right? Do you feel like do you highly recommend that most artists go really independent? You know, because of these labels. Would you do like a which they do it when they sign you, but they also sign your distribution deal?
hmm
Would you do that? Do you think it's a good time to do that?
Um, independent. You should. It ain't made for everybody. You know what I mean? You
Talk
got
about let them know, bro, because it's the thing. A lot of artists just don't know the business and what they're
right,
getting
right,
themselves into.
right,
So
right.
so yeah.
Well, with the tools and with the internet, it's like the gift and the curse. Internet makes the world smaller, so you can reach all your fans. You go straight to consumer with the internet, with Instagram, Twitter, all that type of shit. So it's good for independence to just own your music, put it out there,
Mhm.
get instant feedback, instant results. You know what I mean, from whatever it is that you're selling, and get all the data from the people who are engaging with your music, so
Okay.
you can build on top of that. Um, I don't think signing with a major label is a bad thing, but you just gotta know your business. You gotta know what's in them contracts, what's in the
Mm.
fine print, and you also gotta know how to manage whatever advances they're gonna give you, and be able to make those commercially successful records that they're gonna want. You know what I mean? I think Coyle Ray just came out and announced that she left her label
Mm.
because they were pushing her to do more pop
Mm.
music or records or whatever the case may be. So,
Mm.
when they have creative control over your career, then that's what you get, and you have to deal with that or whatever. So, but
So is it like a yeah? So even with that, right? So even when they sign a like say an advance,
right.
what's the average advance they get? Like $1 million.
Uh, Probably not that. I mean, if they do a mill, it's going to be an all-in deal, so you'll probably see about maybe 100,000 cash off of that.
Off the 1 million? And
Yeah,
why is that?
everything else will go into the paying the producers, the marketing, the distribution of your music, tour support,
Wow.
man, all of that. Your wardrobe, videos.
And that's the $1 million budget. So that's
Yeah,
they don't see the $1 million.
no,
So they may
no,
get the 100,000 off of that. So they got to
yeah,
go out there and tour it and get that show money.
yeah,
And they
definitely.
ripping them off that with the 360 deal.
Yeah, if you got 360, it's gonna be a little white man waiting at the end of
Hey,
your show.
hey,
Let
yep,
me get that 30 off that
yep,
100
yep,
pack.
yep.
You
And
know
they
what I
gonna
mean?
probably do that little smile like, You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like,
They
yeah,
they
that's
definitely coming for that bag. So you know what I mean. I rather, if I'm putting in all the work, or I
Mhm.
got to do all the work, I'm not breaking bread with you. Like, I'm doing all the leg work.
I
So
feel like that about jobs.
yeah,
Yeah, like we think
yeah.
about jobs like you go into a job, you're getting paid, and there's no shade of with somebody that got a 9 to 5 at all,
Right, right,
right?
absolutely, absolutely.
Because we all at some point still need money,
Right,
right?
right,
But when you think about the whole layout of a job, right?
right,
So the higher you go, the more taxes they take out.
right,
So you don't even see what you made. They only told you what you made.
right,
People like, yeah, I made 6 figures. You be like,
right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying? You give them
right.
that look like, okay,
Right.
you know what I'm
But
saying?
also with having a 9 to 5, you can compare it with the music business or an artist that's signed to a major label. Is that when you're an employee to a business, they give you a set salary. Now you're not making the same money as the boss
Yeah.
or the corporation. So, but most employees really aren't complaining about the salary or making what the corporation is making or making what the boss is making. So it's the same thing when an artist is signed to a major label. You're not going to make what the label makes. So it's just like, but you gotta, know the fine print with them
The
contracts,
tracks.
because man, it's some of it is highway robbery with the artists and them owning the materials and the masters for as long as they do, and exploiting them for years, for decades,
That's why you
and
see a lot of artists so mad about when they found out. When
right,
they find out, they come out of that coma.
right.
They, wait a minute, y'all made how much off of me?
Right. You see artists like Meek,
Yeah,
Blast Atlantic
yeah.
said they made like 110 million, and I think he only got like 10 off of that.
What, 10 million?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I understand, but you could do a lot with that 10 million.
yeah, you can,
You
you
know.
can. I mean, I think with Meek, he made a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
um, show wise and features and all of that type of stuff. I think you get like 250 for a feature.
Yeah.
So I would, if I were him, I would have worked to buy my masters back. Excuse me, buy my masters back from Atlantic. You got partnerships with, or you're friends with Michael Rubin and
Right.
Robert Kraft,
Mm-hmm.
and get with those guys and try to get your masters back. You know what I mean? From Atlantic, from the label. That way you can exploit,
Mm-hmm.
your craft. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Where they can't. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
He's
you can
been
benefit from
he's
it.
been kind of talking about some of the stuff lately.
Right, right. I mean, he's independent now,
Yeah, he
so
independent now.
yeah.
Kanye West is independent now,
Right.
and he still got one of the top albums right now.
Right, right.
I kind of feel like that's probably like one of the only albums, like because it has a lot of creativity into it and
Right,
a lot of stuff that they did.
right.
Super different, dope album. But so let me ask you, man. So you've been on a Grammy committee for a very long time,
Right.
right? You being that and seeing everything, what would you say was an eye opener to you in the business from seeing it that from perspective in the Grammys and stuff like that? What would you feel like you say, yo, this is crazy right here, man? I can't believe this.
Well, I think I'm a voting member of the Recording Academy, and I've been a voting member
Mhm.
for quite some time. And basically, what that is that once you're a part of the music community, and you're part of the academy, you get to vote on the music that gets picked
Right.
for to be nominated for the Grammys.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my outlook on it or understanding of it, as opposed to what everybody else sees, is that it's just some white guys on the board that
Yeah.
just picks who wins and who doesn't win, or whatever the case may be. And it's really not that way. It's the people that's a part of the music community that's on the boards here. And if you're a producer or a writer or anything else, you need to be a part of the academy in order to invoke some type of change, or influence on who wins and who loses
But
when it comes to the Grammys.
that's dope though, because it's like it doesn't matter if you're a superstar or not. Good
No.
music is good music.
Right. And most of the music that wins is like shit that flies under the radar. You know what I mean? But when you look at the academy, it's made up of a lot of, not a lot of us.
Not all of
You know
us,
what I
yeah.
mean? A lot of us don't participate in this, but we do the most complaining about it.
All the
So,
time.
yeah, so it's just crazy.
So Jake, can you point the camera? Okay, so this is what we're saying to everybody out there. At the Grammys, it's a panel of people, meaning like it ain't all the people y'all think it is. It don't matter if you a superstar or you not.
Right.
It's a panel of people that can vote. So if you somebody that's been doing something for a very long time and you want to submit your stuff, you still can.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely, man.
So it brings to 19, when was this? Because Grammys came a long way since you said that. So
Right,
we
right,
talk back to Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff. I believe in about I think they won their first Grammy in 1989.
Yeah, something like that.
February 20th, I believe, 1989. I don't know if I'm too far off.
Right.
But people don't know. A lot of people don't know that Will actually broke a lot of barriers for that to happen by boycotting the Grammys at that time.
Right.
And then the next year, he went on the Grammys and he made a lot of leeway for that.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he definitely boycotted. Jay-Z boycotted.
Yeah.
But then again, I just kind of look at it like those guys really just didn't understand the process. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, to me, it's like black folks,
Yeah.
complaining in the community about things that never change or whatever. But don't get involved in the process, don't vote. They think that voting doesn't matter when it really does.
Mm-hmm.
If you allow the opposition to get that chair, to get that seat in power,
Right.
then they can influence, policy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you got to be proactive,
And
you know what I mean, and vote
And
so
vote.
you can make influence, you know what I mean?
So voting is very important.
Voting is
Whether
very-
it comes to
absolutely.
music, politician, and everything
Yeah,
like that, it does play a plague in a lot of things that
yeah,
happen, right?
absolutely.
Wow, that's dope, man. I never really thought about, well, from the Grammy perspective when I was doing my research on it, and it was about how they have the committee and stuff like that.
Right.
And what I'm going to be interested to find out, when was this? Remember when we took him to the last year? You took me to the thing. Where was that at? That was down on Broad Street to the Grammy committee thing. Remember we went down there?
It was an event. Yeah.
This lady, I don't know who this lady was, but she said at some point, right? Now watch, all the podcasts are gonna freak out on this one, bro.
Right.
All the podcasts are gonna freak out on this. She said at some point, I don't know if it's true, but they're gonna probably implement podcasting in the Grammys.
Well, I could see that happening.
Yeah, she told me, she said she don't know when,
right,
but she said it's going to happen.
Right.
So
well, they had so much influence and impact on so many different things.
Right.
So, I can't see why they wouldn't move in that direction. You know what I mean?
They what's funny is that because we're still in this like really crazy space with podcasting.
Right.
Like, you knew me since I was in the basement.
Right.
I was in the goddamn basement.
From the mud.
You was from the mud, bro. You came in with the mink on, North Philly. You popped in the joint, and it was like like you really came, right? You was gonna come that day, yo. It was a whole bunch of dudes in the house. You just walked in there. I'm like, man, thank God you came through.
Right. That was quite an environment.
It was quite an environment. I was in the hood, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to Gary, man. PSMG Radio at the time, man.
Right.
Definitely was a place I had a great time with. Shout out to him. But I will say this about podcasting, because it's such a large entity. I do kind of feel like at some point labels or other people want to get in and probably make that like how they make it for artists. Like, okay, you want to sign to us, we're gonna do this and do that for you, and
right,
because you see Wild and Gilly really doing good. They got they stuff going on. They're I don't know if they're signed to somebody, have business with Barstool. I don't know how that works, but
they licensed their podcast to Barstool or whatever. Yeah.
Right. But now that's happened, and they saw that in the other guy, and he's really got it going on. The Joe Rogan.
Right.
Even him.
Right.
It's the ads, it's become like this. It's coming to a multi-million-dollar thing. Corporations is just like,
right.
It's money there.
Right. Absolutely.
So it's flooding the gates with like how y'all, it's like it's flooding the gates with a whole bunch of artistry.
Right.
It's flooding the gates with a whole bunch of podcasting.
Right.
And if I hear one more goddamn relationship podcast, bro, I swear to God, man, I'm just gonna throw the whole mic away.
I see a lot of it on my timeline, and I'm just skeptical about things that I hear about relationships, because I'm like, it be coming from people that don't even be in a relationship.
Don't even be in a relationship, man. Yo, you ain't got a girl? I said, so you spend. So this is the thing, right? It's a couple of podcasters that I've watched that's got exposed.
Right.
And it's like, yo, you really out here bashing people, and then you get caught.
Right.
I don't want to mention the dude name, but it's like, yo, all this like, I kind of feel like they just need to dead that shit. I'm tired of it, man. I need to get rid of all of that. I'm just everybody's different.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong to having healthy dialogue about relationships.
Right, absolutely.
But the problem that we're running into is no solution to what the hell they talking about. Bro,
right, everybody just talking.
Dead air.
Everybody just has a platform or a microphone to talk. So, you know what I mean? And everybody isn't qualified to speak on a subject matter. So you just gotta really be careful what you're listening to. I think I seen a meme the other day. It said, man, the internet really be telling y'all how to love, and y'all be listening. And that's pretty much how I felt. Like, y'all really be listening to this crap that they be putting out there, whatever.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
Tell y'all how to love, and y'all listen.
Yeah. So, you got to do what works for you in your situation.
I be trying to tell people that, yo, you know what's so crazy, man? How bad it's gotten.
Yeah.
Somebody would be upset at somebody, and they will find a meme that think it resonates with them,
right?
And then they'll put it out on the Instagram, and it's just kind of like,
yeah, man. And these phones be listening to your conversations and shit too. So if you going through something, if you notice you're going through something with somebody, or a lady, a woman, or whatever, you'll just start seeing all of this shit that pertains to your situation. You don't know why, but it's mentally mind fucking you or whatever. So you start to reposting it because that's how you feel or whatever, and that's how the algorithms is playing with people's minds and stuff, man. Like, you know, when I look at it, it's almost like men against women out here, man.
It is,
and it's like it shouldn't even be that way. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It is, man. You know, my cousin said something to me. He was like, "Yo, I remember back in the day, man, a girl would get on the bus to come see you."
Right.
And I was like, "Yeah." Right. Now they not.
Right.
You got an Uber. You know what I'm saying? You got a Cash App. Like, it's a different time, man. And then because we have, I think Denzel was saying it the best about how, like, everybody wants to be loved on that platform, you know, on that Instagram, instead of looking up and what surrounds you that love. You know what I'm saying? So now you got, like, you want to be loved by 16 million people. So me personally, I would have an anxiety if I knew 16 million people is following me. Just from I'm not saying it's never or not going to happen, but just think about it.
Right.
You got 16 million people following you.
Right.
There's 16 million
eyes on
you. Eyes on you. Everybody judging you.
Whatever.
Don't like you.
And
you got to walk out there in society and try to live your life.
Right. And you know, also with, you know, relationships too, man. Like when you put it out there, I just try to be mindful that, you know, everybody ain't happy for you either, man.
No,
like,
and,
you know, some people might just be in a bad space or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, they on a gram or whatever, they see you all happy as shit in a relationship or whatever, and the motherfucker just get mad. You know what I mean?
They do.
And, you know,
they heart hurt, man. That shit burn right up. That shit go right in their chest, man. They drop, man. You ever seen something or disappointing? You feel it in your chest, how that hurts you? Like, dang, man, really?
Right.
You know.
So if you, like, even if you know, you having financial issues or whatever, and you just see everybody on the gram balling or whatever, it's gonna make you feel some type of way. It's gonna make you feel like, you know, you ain't there yet, or you less of a person or whatever, when everybody's journey is different. You know what I'm saying? So
everybody's,
you know, everybody don't get there at the same time.
Nah, man.
You know what I mean?
Nah. We've been saying that for the longest.
Yeah.
This is like our third interview.
Yeah.
That's like from where we both grown as two people, from your music, from this platform I've been having for a long time. We grown.
Right.
It was some downfalls. It was some.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this on the journey that I've been on, especially dealing with this, is that, don't get me wrong, bro. It's been some nights I didn't cry.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, man, and it's not a cry of I'm not there. But all the circumstances that go around it when you're trying to get there. You know, people, what they say behind your back, smile in your face.
Right.
I tell you, this is funny. This is how I know that, like, I didn't care and I was gonna still do it.
Right.
This girl, this is a funny story. So I used to do DM blasts on my audio stuff.
Right.
Let people listen to it. I knew that someone was gonna fall off because probably someone thought it was spam. But I write, you know, nice things and just say, hey, when you get a chance, listen.
Right.
So this one girl DM me back, hey, listen, I listened to your I listened to your podcast and everything. Now, people don't know I can watch the needle move.
Right.
Like, it tells me when somebody's actually listening at that time.
Right.
Or when the number goes up. So I was like, oh, you listened to it? She's like, yeah, I just got done. She called me, right? Yeah, I just got done listening to it. So I was like, all right, so tell me about it. Let me give you a call back. You know what I'm saying? She's like, let me give you a call back. I was like, yo, I mean, you ain't gotta lie.
Right.
I always tell people, when anything, music, whatever you got going on, listen to it when the time is right. You ain't gotta listen to it when you feel like it's because I'm asking. I'm just like, no rush.
Right.
Because that one day, because something can resonate with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You ain't gotta lie. I was like, that's when I knew I was like, yeah, I'm on my way. I'm on. I'm on my way. So I did want to bring this back up too about Killer Mike winning the Grammy.
Right.
49 years old, going on 50, and this is one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about, because when we talk about hip hop, now normally I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I try to stay away from it sometimes. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah.
But one thing I'm learning, because we all been around it, is that who was giving age limits to when you should stop rapping? Bro, where does this come from?
Yeah, I think it's just one person might have said something that was an influencer, and then it just kind of caught wave, and people just chimed in on it or whatever, and that's a thing that I kind of like tackle in the concept of my project is the ageism that comes in the culture of rap or hip hop, as mentioned. Killer Mike being 49, winning the Grammy. It's a lot of the older artists that have had the artist development and the training and music that these younger artists haven't received or wasn't fortunate enough to receive, that are prospering now, you know what I'm saying, that have that cult following, that are selling out tours, you know what I mean, that have real fans, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's really no age limit to creating art, because it's not like it's a sport like basketball, football, where you're putting wear and tear on your body. You're just using your mind with creating songs. So you just have to, I think with older artists, you can't chase what the younger artists are doing. You got to stay in your lane and talk about things that are relevant to your life, you know what I mean, and put it out there, because hip hop is a young genre of music.
Yeah, it still is,
so we're getting older, and as we're getting older, we still want to hear it, but we don't want to listen to the things that we don't relate to. We want to listen to the stuff that we came up on, or the things that we relate to. So older artists have to still contribute to the culture.
They do.
You know what I mean? Because it's a fan base out there that's just waiting. But because you have these voices on the internet talking about, yeah, if you pass 30 or 35 or 40, you shouldn't be doing this or you shouldn't be doing that. But a lot of these artists, I won't say most, a lot of these artists are hitting their peak after 40.
And then
look at Nas.
Yeah.
Nas won his first Grammy after 40.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's 47. You know what I mean? You talking about Illmatic. When Illmatic came out?
96, 95? Well, no, 94 or something like that?
Something like that. And that was one of his most critically acclaimed albums. But he ain't won a Grammy until he was 47 years old, man.
Yeah, because when he came out, he's what, 17, 18 or something?
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like, you can't listen to the outside noise, because, again, everybody's not qualified. Hip-hop is not an old genre. We just celebrated 50 years of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know where. You got Neil Diamond still on tour. Guns N' Roses. You know what I mean?
Kiss.
Yeah, like still getting to it, still making music or whatever. Why can't we do it?
And that's the thing. I feel like because it society, people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like if you're inspired by music, by art, continue to keep doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But people get, I call them dream killers.
Yeah.
And so that's
exactly what they are.
They're dream killers. So I don't like using this for everybody, but somebody said something to me very interesting.
Right.
They said when you have purpose, you follow your purpose.
Right.
Right?
Right.
If you don't follow your purpose, a job will.
Right.
Right. A job will find you your purpose.
Right.
And I think, I don't know who said that, but I think we've heard this so many times.
Right.
When they say that. So it's kind of like, you have to you have to, whatever your purpose is, whatever you meant to do it. I feel like everything's always in line with the universe.
Yeah, absolutely.
let's think about it like this, right? When we was out, you came to me, you was like, yo, I need a space, right? You
Right,
was like, I need a space. I want, because I'm about to, about to start, launching my album soon. I want you to, right?
right,
This happened from what you said and building relationships. It wouldn't have happened. See, you said it
right,
self-consciously, everything just happened the way it was supposed to. You
right,
said you needed space,
right, right, right.
right? Philly podcast space. It just aligned with everything that just
Right.
go on in life when you know your purpose. Like everything just works the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But
Yeah.
I add too though that with the
Yeah.
ageism
Yeah.
topic, I want to say that if you're an artist or you're a older artist or
Mhm.
whatever, um, you know, definitely fulfill your purpose in life or whatever. Never stop pursuing your dreams and music or what have you. But also, it's not a bad thing if you do got to get a job or whatever the case may be.
Not
I
at
mean, you
all.
don't want to be a grown man and not
Right.
have no income or whatever
Right.
the case may be, but learn how to balance both.
There you
You
go.
know what I mean? You can still pursue the music
Mm-hmm.
and be doing what you got to do on a 9 to 5 tip to
Mm-hmm.
pay your bills or whatever the case
Mm-hmm.
may be. So I think a lot of artists get it messed up on that side of things,
They
thinking
do.
that it's not cool to do or whatever.
Do both
Yeah,
until you work your way out of
right.
the
Yeah,
job. Yeah.
the job is going to give you the money to support your career.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're not, if you don't have no other income or whatever, or your music isn't providing the income for you, so you just got to use it for what it's worth. You know what I mean?
So, would you sign an artist?
Yeah,
Sign an artist?
yeah. I definitely assign an artist. This is a pop artist that I deal with in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Her name is Zoe Blair. We just kind of like this artist development takes time. I've been dealing with her since she was 15,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just like
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard um, creating music around somebody that's so young or whatever
Yeah.
because you don't want to give them anything that's too mature.
Right.
So I kind of had to let her grow on that. But other than that, yeah, I definitely I look forward to kicking back and playing that executive role and not having to do shows and be the face of the label. So yeah, absolutely.
Let's do. You had a chance to sign an artist. You want to say who that artist was? You had a chance to sign.
Who's that?
Come on, bro. You already know it. You had one. Well, I put it like this. Y'all had a conversation. It didn't go. They went
Mm.
somewhere else.
I
No,
think I know.
we can talk about it off camera. We ain't got to talk about it
Yeah,
on camera.
yeah, no, we can talk
All
about it.
right.
You talk about me?
Yeah, then wasn't he
Yeah,
sitting in your back
right,
seat?
right, right. Right.
Mhm.
I was talking about that situation the other day in my stories.
Mhm.
Um, it was at a time where he had reached a ceiling in the city, with in my bag, and I was just like wondering, like, what is the statesman in the city doing for
Right.
this kid to get him to the next level? And I really didn't see anybody doing anything trying to get him to the next level.
Mhm.
And being as though I had some relationships at the labels or what have you, I reached out to my DJ who knew his DJ at the time, which was DJ Difference, and I had him bring him up to the office,
Okay. Yeah,
TGI
the Friday
Fridays or
the
whatever.
office.
Yeah, nigga had the braids, nap braids, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Bought him a grub, told him what the plan was. I think at the time, I had a good relationship with the head of Capitol Records. Her name was Wendy Goldstein, and I'm like, look, I set up the meeting and take you over there, take you straight to the label. Like, there's no middleman.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Anything like that. So he was pretty much with it. We had a couple conversations over the phone or whatever, and next thing I know, Charlie Mack had stepped into the
Shout
situation,
out
and
Charlie Mack.
yeah, shout out to Charlie Mack or
Yeah.
whatever. And he started messing with Ti for a
Okay.
second, Grand
Yeah.
Hustle,
Okay.
and from there, I don't think Ti wanted to pull the trigger, and Ross ended up pulling the trigger or
Well,
whatever on the situation. So everything from there it was history. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I bring that up only to say that I didn't know him from a can of paint or
Mhm.
whatever, but because I had the resources and the lines at the labels or whatever, I wasn't afraid to take a
Right.
back seat and bring somebody from the city and get them an opportunity to shine a light on the city,
Yeah.
because I just felt like that would only benefit the city and everybody that's
Right.
in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, it did for the most part. You seen a lot of people that came out from Philly after me, you know what I mean? Uzi Vert,
Yeah.
Kerr,
Yeah.
Core,
Cool.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of guys,
A lot of years.
Jordan,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, yeah, it was a good look, you know what I mean? And yeah, he definitely was in the back seat of the wheel or
Uh-huh.
whatever. I was actually trying to let him hear some of my stuff, but the nigga just kept rapping, so the nigga would shut up. You know what I mean? But that was a good thing. I seen a sense of urgency in him. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And I feel like that's what got him to where he's at now, is that sense of urgency. Like he wouldn't let up.
You know what's crazy? You could be one song away or one episode away
Hmm.
from everything, and that's what keeps us out there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? One song or one episode away. It's kind of like you're like right there, right? And it's like, yo, I know it. Because you always hear me say all the time, I know. I don't know when,
Right,
but I know. It's like a sixth sense. Like either way,
right,
it's going to happen. And,
right,
and the fact that you told that story about it, like he knew.
right,
You know, because if we didn't know, we wouldn't be here.
right.
We would have stopped this a long time ago. It's like, you know
Absolutely.
what, this is a wrap. I ain't got time for it. But because we love what we do and what we want from it, is only the laws of physics going to give you what you want because
Right.
you just keep going towards it.
Uh,
Eventually, through something sticks.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
again, it all goes back to, knowing what your purpose is.
yeah,
And I don't think that God will put me in the places that I've been at if this wasn't my purpose. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I'm somebody from West Philly, you know what I mean, Winfield to be exact, but I felt like I ain't had no business being on the red carpet at the Grammys for 20 some odd years. You
but
know
why
what I
not
mean?
though? But
But
why? Why not?
because people from where we from really don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
The trajectory is somewhere else, like
yeah,
jail or death,
right.
or you know what I mean? So you don't think
You
like
don't
that,
think
you know
that.
what I mean? Coming up. But, I've always believed in myself. So, you know what I mean? Being on the red carpet next to every big wig that's in the game, and I'm from West Philly,
Philly,
like
yeah.
that ain't supposed to happen. But
Mm-hmm.
because it did happen, I know that this is my purpose. You know what I mean? I've been in the rooms with legends, Teddy Riley, writing for him,
Yeah. Yep.
Snoop. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, the list goes on, man. But
Mm-hmm.
God don't put you in them places and open them doors if it ain't meant to be.
You know, but the big.
Yeah,
So, walk me through the first time at the Grammys. What was it like for you? The first time you went.
man,
You
I
don't.
was on the high, boy.
Yeah, don't tell me about the year though. You gonna tell me
Yeah,
this?
no, no. I
Walk me
want
through
to
that. Walk me through that.
I want to say, and shout out to my brother Jawan Lee. He was the one that, you know what I mean, like he was living over there in LA at the time, and he was telling me to come out, you know what I mean, come out for Grammy week. Everybody be out here, you know what I mean? Everybody in the industry is in one place for 1 week, you know what I mean, at the same time. So he's like, you need to get out here, whatever, yada yada yada. So I flew out there. I think he took me to Brian Michael Cox brunch, you know what I mean, claimed Academy nominee or whatever,
Yeah, I know. Right. Yeah.
producer. I went to school with him in Clark.
Okay.
So we went to his brunch, and everybody was there. Mary J, everybody. Chris Brown. This was back when he first came out. He was happy as hell, leaning out the Escalade, head out, like just trying to be seen or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was everybody out there for that, and just walking in different brunches with
Yeah.
different music execs or whatever, and then just actually being at the Grammys or whatever, and everybody's just walking around in the Staples Center just like regular motherfuckers. Everybody that you can imagine, they just right there. You can
Wow.
holler at them or whatever.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a crazy high. You know what I mean? Crazy experience. But at a point I done it so much that I was just bringing other people out. You know what I
know
mean?
you telling me. You've been
I was trying to get you out there for the longest.
I know you've been trying to get me out there for the longest, man. And I was
So-
like, man, you know, I never told nobody this though, but it was the fear. I'm gonna tell you what fear.
I figured that.
Yeah, it was fear. Number one.
But you know, I put the pressure on you to come out there every year, though.
You do
But go
every
ahead.
year. You do.
Go ahead, tell your story.
You know what? It was the fear because I haven't been on a plane before. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Yeah, I never told nobody that. Never been on a plane. It's been a long time. When you was,
I never known that.
yeah, yeah. I never been on a plane. It was you know, like I said, it goes back to what you align with, what's
Right.
for you, and sometimes you can't ignore what's for you. You
Right.
have to go towards it.
Right. Absolutely.
And somebody said something to me that made a lot of sense. He said, "This person was like fear. If it doesn't hurt you, then what are you afraid of?"
Right.
Right.
Well, if it don't scare you, then
right. So what I did ever since then, I just used to take chances.
right.
That's the only way you're gonna have success. Is just chances. And I
Right.
think that I'm doing that. I've been doing that lately.
Yeah, right. You in Cali now, and you love it though, right?
Yeah,
we ain't gonna talk about that. Boy, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, it's funny. Ever since that, man, just traveling, man, and I encourage anybody, old, young,
Yeah,
whoever you are, man, travel, man, get out there and see the world.
absolutely.
You know, and because it's important. It's a whole nother world out there. Now, look, you went out there and you created all these relationships with people and doing stuff with people, and
Absolutely.
things like that.
Absolutely.
I have no regrets on the timing that I went.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm glad that it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you got your feet wet.
Got-
you know what I'm saying?
Got my feet wet.
Next time I'm out there, I tell you to come out there.
No, we out there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So when's the Grammys? Is it when?
I don't know when this year is. They usually have it between January and February.
January, February. All right, I'm out there this year.
Yeah.
But before we get out of here, bro, I want to say I appreciate you, man. We've been on this journey for a long time, man.
Absolutely.
When you came up there, I'm gonna keep saying it with the mink. So I'm gonna
Right.
keep saying that. But
right.
So is there anything you want to tell the people before we get out of here? And
Yeah, just be on the lookout for the Note to Self album that's coming out soon. We don't have a date yet, but if you follow me on Instagram at 5 Grand Life, the number 5 Grand Life, we'll keep you posted on that, on the release date of it. I've been dropping freestyles and content on there on my gram weekly. So you can check that out as well. I'm on all the DSPs. You can go check out that back catalog because it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's
it
timeless music on there.
Yeah.
And on my YouTube channel as well, youtube.com/5 Grand Life. You can get all caught up on the music that we released. And just stay tuned. And also you can hit me up in the DMs if you trying to get some merch. Some Grand Life merch.
You got the hoodies.
The hoodies, the t-shirts,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? The caps and everything. So, holla at your boy.
Oh, this is a wrap. We out of here. The Terrance Experience, episode 27. Brand, I'm happy to have you here, good brothers. Always
man.
a pleasure.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
It's always a treat when players be
We out of here, man. Peace.